Today we will have a build battle. Now we are going to the jury, who will tell us what we really have to build.
Oh!
Mikey and JJ, now look carefully because now the inscription will appear. You will find out what kind of building you have to do.
Huh?
I can't believe my eyes. We need to build an airport. I never would have thought that the judge would give us exactly such an assignment. But I am sure that I can do much better than you. So now we will not waste time and get started as soon as possible.
We are separated by a huge wall and we will not see each other's buildings. Now you need to choose all the necessary resources and build an airport as soon as possible. It has to be much better and better than Mikey's in order to win. We will be evaluated by a judge and given points for it. Victory depends on his opinion, so now I will make every possible effort. First, you need to make a landing strip. This is the place where planes land or take off from there. It should be very long and smooth so that the plane does not crash during landing in any case. Oh, I'm building a landing strip. I have everything under control now. I use black blocks because they are very clearly visible during landing. I'm sure Mikey won't be able to make the same airport as me. I have to defeat him in every possible way, and no one will stop me. I chose the right place for the airport because planes can land from different directions and park. Now I have a clear plan that I will stick to. In no case will I allow my opponent Mikey to win. It is necessary to use only the best and high-quality materials because airport security will depend on it. If planes come here, then I will become the best and most famous in our village. Then the judge will give me very good recommendations, and I will be able to win the build battle. I make it black so that you can see the white part of the markup. I think this is a very good option for the runway location. I hope that I will build it as soon as possible, because we need to start building the building as soon as possible. Oh, the runway is black with white lines! I have very little time left and I will finally finish it. I think it would be nice to expand it because it is too small in size and it is incredibly dangerous to use it in this version. Planes can be very large and then they won't be able to land on a small runway. It's time to finish quickly because I've already spent a lot of time. I need to start building the building as soon as possible. But first, I want to see what Mikey really does. I need to understand what progress he has made in the construction of the airport. The judge will evaluate the runway. I think I handled this building very well. Now I can relax and have some fun. It's time to have fun. I have an idea how to make a prank on Mikey. I'm gonna try it anyway. It's time to fly over to his side.
I've already managed to make a runway, and everything seems to be looking good. I used a stone, and then everything will be visible. I hope that no one will interfere with my construction.
Mikey is so stupid! To be honest, I still can't believe that he decided to make just such an airport. But it's okay, because now I'm going to make a prank on him. I have a very cool idea. I'll put dynamite on, and he won't notice it. I've installed dynamite in the runway. No one has done this, and I really hope that in the near future, the first plane that lands will explode very violently. I would like to look at it from the outside, and I think it will be insanely fun. And now it's time to get back to work, because I have a lot of tasks. I want to build a building where there will be passengers. I am now making a special frame in which I will put the glass. This will be part of the entrance to the airport, and every passenger who has bought tickets for the flight can safely go there and rest for a while until his plane arrives. I am very happy with the plan I have now, so I need to do everything very competently and correctly. I had a lot of fun looking at what resources Mikey actually uses because it's really funny. I have never seen such a bad attitude to work. His airport is made of the worst materials imaginable. If even one plane lands, there will be a plane crash immediately. Oh, but I try not to be distracted by everything that happens to my opponent, and I will still work on my own. This is much more important to me. My main goal now is to make the building, and then the airport will look like a real one. Any plane can land and safely wait for its next flight. I need to build an airport building. No one has done this before, and I hope that I will be the first. Therefore, in no case do I get distracted and continue on. I have already made the frame and part of the walls into which I will install the glass after. I use a lot of windows for a reason, because all passengers should see that their plane is leaving soon, and it's time for them to board. Oh, how beautiful my airport building looks from the outside. I've already imagined in my head how all this will really look. I think that this will never happen in our village. This is the highest quality and best materials that you can imagine. Oh, the judge will be coming soon to evaluate our buildings, so I need to hurry up. There is not much time anymore, but I will definitely fly to my opponent's side and play. I want to make a new prank on Mikey as soon as possible. I don't think he even realized until now that there is dynamite in his lane. I am now making special frames in which I will install the glasses so far. The airport turns out to be very beautiful, and I am very happy about it. The main thing is that Mikey doesn't spy on my idea. I don't want him to build the same airport as mine, otherwise the judge will rate us very poorly. Oh, I want to win very much, and I will do everything possible for this. So now I am laying out each block very carefully so that everything looks symmetrical and beautiful. The bigger and better the airport looks, the more visitors will come here and fly to the warmest and most beautiful places. I am sure that I will now surprise everyone very much who will come closer and want to take a closer look. But I definitely shouldn't be distracted. There is still a lot of work ahead that I have to cope with. It seems that I have a very cool idea that I definitely need to try to implement. I will not miss this opportunity in any case. I want to have a prank on Mikey. We need to finish all the work now and fly there as soon as possible. I think this time you can come up with something new and not use dynamite. He carefully flies over the wall, and I will carefully look at what he is doing there.
Yep. I am already completing the airport building, and I will definitely show it to the judge soon.
Huh? And here's an idea of how to make fun of Mikey, because I'm setting fire to his airport. I think this is a very cool idea. And while he is stewing it, he will lose a lot of time. He will have to change some of the materials.
Oh no! We urgently need to try to put out the fire with water. I don't understand how the fire formed here. I didn't use a lighter, and I didn't use matches.
The prank on Mikey turned out to be very cool. But now I need to see what the judge really says about my plane. I don't want to be judged very badly. Therefore, we must now try to do everything possible to complete what I did not have time to. Oh, it's time to keep building. My airplane is ready with a runway, and now I think it's time to start finishing the house. Well, not the house. I plan to add a garage to it so I can drive my airplane in it. It has to be big enough and roomy enough to hold my airplane. Huh? I've already started building it. Namely, I'm building one wall, and I'm going to build the roof. I'll build everything up to the edge of my wall, and then I'll start building the second wall on the right. So far, I'm doing pretty well. Well, of course, I still wonder what's going on there at Mikey, but I'm sure that there, as usual, built some obscure or ugly construction. So for now, something here this distraction and continue to build further my garage for the plane. The main part of my garage is already completed in the main part of the walls and ceiling, and now I will somehow arrange a little bit of the roof just on the contour of the steps. They serve as a very good decoration and looks very good. But in addition, I will install the gate itself, which I just took. They will open and look quite nice. The main part of my build is almost done. Ho-ho! Well, stop still early. Of course I do not argue. The main part of me is ready, but remained. Mainly the decor that must be selected correctly and accordingly its construction correctly, because if there will be something not combined, it will look very ugly. Although if you compare with the construction of Mikey, I have generally all super. Huh? Just as I said, I am placing the steps above the roof. They are very good and beautiful decor. I think it looks beautiful and especially right in my theme, but in addition to this need to make the roof itself I will build from half blocks of them. Of course, it is inconvenient to arrange them, but they fit here in the theme. Well, so I will try and of course cover the entire roof with these half blocks. Actually, to arrange half blocks. Well, or rather to make roofs with half blocks. Rather hard it is because it is not as usual a block, and it is a bit difficult to arrange them because it is roughly speaking a half block, and they are very hard to put. And you can miss and put accidentally a half block on another half block, and they respectively form a whole block, but when you want to break, and have to immediately put another half block because two, if they stand on each other, are broken at once. The roof is almost ready with just a little bit left. Oh, yes, in fact, it is quite a long construction, but it is long because I spent most of the time on the roof because shooting half blocks is really hard. If I had chosen to build the roof of full blocks, for example, I would have finished faster, but it looked ugly. Because of this, I chose to build a half-block roof. There are little moments left that I missed, and now I'm delivering these half blocks, and it's time to see what's going on at Mikey's. I'm really interested now. Huh? All the same, I tried not in vain because it turned out very beautifully, and I really like my construction. Hurry up and see what's going on at Mikey's. Oh, he's got a plane out of the ground. It looks really funny. I wonder how it flies at all. I think it could fall apart on the fly and Mikey would fall off it. And he is the very button on which the plane landed is about to explode, and I need to park it, namely in his house, to put a lot of zombies. Oh, while he is distracted, does not see me much, I will carefully sneak into his house. I will take the zombie summoning eggs and put a lot of zombies in this newly built house. I will carefully leave from there so that he did not notice me and certainly did not know who put him these zombies. Oh, there's a lot of zombies here. I didn't regret and put just a lot. Now I'm going to fly out of here faster and see how Mikey reacts and what he'll do. Oh, well basically we just heard Mikey's reaction. He was very surprised. But it's time for me to finish my build. In my plans for this construction, well, more precisely, what I have not finished to do is that I need to make an access where my plane will stand. Well, or so to speak, finish the runway to my garage. The whole point of my plan is to first remove all the land that will approach my garage, and then it is just to build a runway to this garage so that the plane, coming out of the garage, drove straight to the runway and can safely fly away. After I have successfully finished building the road to my garage where my plane stands, it's time to start building my house. But not just building, but the finished building, because most of the house I have already done. In fact, I have left to decorate it and make, so to speak, in most of the interior to make it look more or less beautiful, and also to build a ramp through which you can get into the plane. And now, I'm just starting to build it. Well, I would even say that it will not be a house, but rather a small airport where people can come to buy a ticket and fly somewhere. I think it's a very good idea that I realized. Well, as usual, I'm sure that my building will be much better than Mikey's, because he has again built something out of earth and wood. You can see that the main part of the arrangement I have finished, but of course there are still a lot of little things left to do. Well, these little things related to the various chairs tables. Well, you can see that I also put monitors for greater convenience to be able to see the flight schedule. Then I thought that I need to put metal in the detectors as in all airports to check what people pass with and not to bring something strange. I also need a safe in which to keep my money. And basically, it's just a little bit left. Oh, and my building will be ready. Here I am, finished with my builds. Now, it's time to see how Mikey is doing and what he's got going on there in general. He's had virtually no change, and in all the time I've been organizing, I wonder where he is. But I can hear what sounds like someone stomping around inside my building. It's very interesting. What? What are you doing in there, and what the hell are you doing here? I wonder what he was doing in the corner. Uh-oh. Good thing I've managed to break it now. I didn't expect him to do that. He'd plant a bomb in my airport, but he probably doesn't understand how to set it off. So I'm taking it and going to set it on his building. It'll be revenge for what he wanted to do. It's a pretty good bomb, and I think it'll blow his whole building apart. Oh, to be honest, the explosion was pretty good, but it's all very cool to blow something up. But I still looked at it and realized that I need to build up my construction a bit more so that I can definitely 100% win this battle. If you look at Mikey's build, he has now, and something is going on. Besides the fact that I blew up his wall, he also blew up his runway. Then his interior is full of zombies, and he probably didn't even remove them. Yes, and moreover, he has very little time left to change anything, so I'm sure my build will be much better. Now I have built a small exit so that visitors to my airport can sit outside to breathe fresh air. Now I am selecting special tables for this business, after I put them accordingly, and there will be chairs next to them so that visitors can sit on them too. In general, you can consider this is quite a big construction in which I invested as much as possible, but I think it will be worth it. After all, if you evaluate the appearance of my construction, it looks quite beautiful, and it 100% must win. Otherwise, I will not have to blow up again the construction of my key. It's a good time to evaluate our builds. Ho-ho! We can notice that smiley faces, we have a judge who will now decide which construction is better. First of all, let's see respectively the construction of Jersey, what he did there.
I hope he likes her and I win.
Ho-ho! Do you really think this awful building will win? Look, the judge is already unhappy with it.
Yeah, actually, it's a terrible building in general, because it doesn't look like much. It looks more like an abandoned building.
Oh!
To be honest, it was very much expected. But that's okay. Let's see what he has to say about my build. Because if you compare my build and Mikey's at the moment, it's like heaven and earth. Mine looks much better, more modern and beautiful.
It's not that good. I don't like it.
Ho-ho! Yeah, you say that, so I don't win, but here it's obvious and it's time to accept your defeat.
After looking at all the builds, I can say this is the best and it wins. Congratulations on your win, JJ.
I'm JJ. That's how our wonderful adventure went.